now turn our focus to a very important and a very interesting development that's actually taking place in the UK. Keir Starmer, a man who won the elections, the summer elections in the UK this year with a historic mandate, is now, well, also facing a very important historical statistic, which is that he may just be one of the most unpopular prime ministers in living memory. A petition calling for a fresh general election in the UK has now reached over 2.7 million signatures as the Labour government faces widespread disapproval regarding its policies and post-poll work. This petition urging the government to hold a new general election was set up last week and has been promoted by Reform UK leader Nigel Farage and tech billionaire Elon Musk. According to guidelines, any petition that asks for a change to the law or to policies gets a response from the government after 10,000 signatures. After 100,000 signatures, petitions are considered for debate in Parliament. Meanwhile, now there are 2 in 5 Britons think that they are worse off after Labour Party came to power. As I said, the Keir Starmer government has a very large majority, a brute majority some would say, in Parliament, and they won a historic mandate. But the government has now been criticised over its inheritance tax raid on farmers and the decision to increase the university tuition fees. So what happens in the backdrop of this is going to be extremely interesting, and most importantly, it could even set a precedent for how people's opinion must matter going to matter. Let's get in Olly Barratt joining me from London to give a perspective on how things are unfolding, or well, you know, some would say, Olly, they are unraveling sooner than what many would have imagined, sooner than what even Keir Starmer would have imagined.
Keir Starmer would certainly dispute the idea that things are unravelling, but I think he would privately admit that it's been a difficult start to his time in government, with a number of challenges coming his way. Now, some of his critics would say that some of those challenges have been self-inflicted, but there have also been difficult circumstances on the global stage for him to deal with. He saw rioting and unrest over the British summer as well, which gave the new government an immediate challenge when it came to power, but particularly the economic circumstances surrounding the UK at the moment make life very difficult indeed for the new Labour government. They say that that is the legacy that was left them by the Conservative previous government. The Conservatives dispute that and say that actually a lot of the difficulties the current government is now facing is because of the decisions that they have taken around tax, around inheritance, around farming, around various other issues as well. And so Keir Starmer came into power as one of the least popular new prime ministers in modern British history, despite the fact that he won that large mandate, that large majority from the British people. But certainly the polling suggests that since the election took place, he's become less popular still. And that petition, although it doesn't mean anything, it won't have any impact.
I was going to come to that.
Petition does just demonstrate that there are enough.
I was going to come to that, you know, what does this petition really translate into?
Nothing. Nothing at all. The Prime Minister himself has made the point, and he's quite right, that this doesn't really have any meaning. It's not how the system works. The petition means a consideration of a debate of the issue, but Keir Starmer is not going to call a new general election, and he's certainly not going to be doing so off the back of a petition signed by, even if it is a large amount of people. Of course, in the general election itself, far more people than have currently signed this petition actually voted against him, but that's just how the parliamentary system works in this country. He was able, despite the fact that many British people didn't vote for him, he was still able to bring back a large parliamentary majority, which does now mean that from a policy standpoint, he has the ability to bring in many of the policies that he was promising during the election campaign, whether he is an unpopular Prime Minister already or not.